महारानी की जय। श्री श्री राधा गोविंद भगवान की जय। श्री गुलाम नरसिंहदेव भगवान की जय। श्री श्री गौरता सुंदर की पतित पावन श्लोक प्रभुपाद की
जीवन में Krishna Prana Mura Jhulan Radha Krishna Prana Mura Jhulan Radha Krishna Jivane Marane Bhakti Aranani Mora Jivane Marane Bhakti Aranani Jivane Marane Bhakti Aranani Mora Radha Krishna Prana Mura Jhulan Radha Krishna Indira Pune Kadambira Vana Kadambira Pune Kadambira Pune Kadambira Vana Kadambira Ratana Bedira Upa Bhota Bodhana Ratana Ratana Bedira Upa Bhota Bodhana Ratana Radha Krishna Prana Mura Jhulan Kishora Radha Krishna Jhulan Kishora Jama Gauri Anjeliva Chandane Radhanda Jama Gauri Anjeliva Chandane Radhanda Jama Gauri Anjeliva Chandane Radhanda Jama Gauri Anjeliva Chandane Tamara Dunava Same Eri Muga Chanda Tamara Dunava Jhulan Hare Krishna. Hari Bol, Hare Krishna. Welcome to everybody on this very, very special Sunday evening program. I hope all of you are safe and sound and in Krishna consciousness, chanting Hare Krishna and enjoying the association of Krishna through the holy name, reading Bhagavad Gita and meditating on these powerful pastimes. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanachalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This evening we have a mixed audience of some of our congregation devotees, also interested in hearing some story of Krishna based on today's pastime. We are celebrating a festival called Jhulan Yatra, and that is when Krishna performs wonderful Leela pastime on the swing. So this particular season in the year is meant for going on the swing and getting a little breeze, because it's supposed to be very sticky, still air and sweltering, humidity, heat, etc. But now due to climate changes, there are many changes. I am speaking to you here from our temple here in Coimbatore, from the temple hall. And here the weather is very nice. It's been raining for a few days and it is cooled down. It's very breezy, and we have taken Radha Krishna outside onto the veranda in the cool shelter, and they are getting a swing experience given to them by the devotees. So our normal Gita wisdom session in the evenings, which is the weekend wisdom, today is merged into this particular festival occasion, and I hope that we will be able to fuse these two occasions together to give you an experience of Krishna a little deeper than what is mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita officially as God. Krishna is introduced in Bhagavad Gita as God, the Supreme Personality. He explains, Aham sarvasya prabhavo matta sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajate mam buddha bhava samandita. At the same time, he says, in here he is mentioning that I am the origin of everything material and spiritual, and a wise man who has intelligence will worship me in this way. At the same time, Krishna in other places in the Bhagavad Gita is also mentioning that you should become my devotee. Manmana bhava madbhaktaha madhyaji mam namaskuru. He mentions this in the 9th chapter. He also mentions this in the 18th chapter, and in many other places also Krishna is mentioning these things. So, what does it mean to be on both sides being told that I am Supreme Godhead, become my devotee? Then he also explains his closeness to his devotees. In this way, we are left with just statements there, but if you read the Srimad Bhagavatam, we can go to understand more about the personality of who Krishna is as a person, who are his close associates, who are his friends, what are his activities, what does he do, etc. We come to know a lot about all these things. And advanced devotees of the Lord spend a lot of time in these areas. Prabhupada told us that Bhagavad Gita is undergraduate study, getting to know the basics. He also told us that Bhagavatam is postgraduate study, more deeper study. So today we are going to discuss a particular shloka from the Bhagavad Gita in relation to this, and in relation to the upcoming Krishna Janmashtami festival, and in relation to tomorrow is Balaram Jayanti, the birthday, appearance day of Balarama. So keeping this in mind, we are going to discuss some of these aspects and relate it to the deeper understanding of Krishna and the relationship he has with his devotees, especially the gopis and Radharani. These are very confidential subject matters, normally not spoken publicly, and they are only revealed in certain areas of the scripture, and they're normally not so easily understood. But then devotees of the Lord are eager to know more. And since today is a festival concerning this, I thought I'll touch upon this a little bit. So, in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is saying, Janma karma chame divyam evam yo veti tatvataha tyaktva deham punarjanma naiti mameti so Arjuna. One who knows the transcendental nature of my appearance and activities does not take birth in this world again. He comes back to me. So it means to say that Janma karma chame divyam, my activities and my appearance are not really so easy to understand. It's not really so easy to understand. And if you do understand, by my mercy, by my devotees' mercy, then you don't need to stay here anymore. Right? It is so important to know what is the meaning of the pastimes of Krishna. What is the meaning of his janma, his appearance. These are very deep topics and mystical to understanding. So therefore, Krishna is saying this. If you can understand, then you don't even need to don't need to be here anymore. So what is that? Especially the activities of Krishna. Pastimes of Krishna. Our activities are activities that we do by the force of material nature, by the force of the three gunas and their karma. Sometimes they are out of our desire we perform, and they're all mostly material activities under the force of material nature as a conditioned soul. But the activities of the Lord, especially his transcendental activities, which reveal him to be the personality that he is, they are all very confidential and not at all easy to understand. We can only easily misunderstand since we may not know who the Lord is. Right? Apart from his position as God, Krishna has got a wonderful personal position with his devotees, especially those devotees who are very, very dear to him. And what is that? What is that nature of that? So we will touch upon that a little bit now. Normally, officially, Krishna is God. No doubt about that. He is powerful, full of energies, and he is glorified throughout the Vedas and the scriptures, the absolute truth, the source of everything. Yado vayamani bhutani jayante yena jatani jivanti. From whom everybody and everything and everyone comes, and from into whom everybody and everything and everyone goes as a final destination, etc. This is his powerful position as God. Then, apart from that, the Supreme Lord in his position as God also is a person. He has got his own abode, Goloka Vrindavana, his own village, his own place, where he has his family members, his father, his mother, his friends, the Gopas, his girlfriends, the Gopis, his cows, his calves, his favorite hideouts, the Govardhana hill, the Yamuna, and all of that. Amazing personality who he is. A young boy, Kaishura, just about in his adolescent years. So he's famous in Vrindavana village like that. And this is the Supreme Personality of God. It's very, very personal, confidential life. Just like anybody who may be holding a great position. Prabhupada spoke to us about a magistrate during the British times. The magistrate was, being a Britisher, very punctual and very good at what he needs to do. So people had assembled in his bungalow in the morning with various petitions and various problems and everything. And they were waiting at 9 a.m. in the morning outside. But amazingly, the magistrate was late. The office had not yet opened in his house, in the front portion of his house, the bungalow. So people were milling around and waiting in a little, concerned that it is being delayed. They were impatient, moving up and down. One of them, after quite some time, thought, what is he doing? And pushed open the door a little bit, those huge British doors. And through the crack, he saw into a distance, into the other room, that the magistrate was on his fours, hands and legs down. His son was on his neck, sitting with his legs down. He was holding a stick in his hand and driving his father like a horse. And the father on his fours was actually playing with his son, behaving like a horse, galloping, walking, trotting, all these things he was doing. And the people were look at him, what he is doing, the magistrate. And everybody took a look. And quickly, of course, the magistrate's assistant saw this and shut the door. And the magistrate came out very quickly, attended to his office. And in his office, he again became a strict, disciplined government officer, and he took all the petitions and went through. Prabhupada told us about this about this incident. And he said that just like the magistrate has got a personal life, wherein you can see him not as the big officer, that officer who has to be feared and We have to stand in front of him in attention and listen to him. That same person was on his force, and his son was controlling him by sitting on his neck, on his shoulders. In the same way, the Lord also portrays his greatness in us as a supreme personality of God described in the Vedic literature. But he has a personal life, his family, his place where he stays, etc. That is Vrindavana, Goloka Vrindavana in Vaikuntha. There he is very informed, extremely different from what he is as God. So pastimes of Krishna are meant for those who understand God's full personality in full. They understand him in his Bhagavan feature, they understand him in his Paramatma feature, they understand him as Brahman, the all-pervading feature. So these pastimes of the Lord are mostly a lot to do with his relationship with his dear intimate devotees. And they are in his Bhagavan personal feature, where he is not really known as Bhagavan. Just like the son of the magistrate doesn't care that he is a magistrate. You're first of all my father. I can sit on top of you. I can actually wave a whip in front of you and have you move. You are under my control. Why? Because of my love for you, because of your love for me. So devotees of the Lord, because of their devotion, because of their bhakti, they bring the Lord under their control. So some of these pastimes that you will hear are those pastimes that are very intimate, very confidential, performed privately with those devotees of the Lord who can actually exercise control over it. So these are intimate pastimes. You may see other pastimes of Krishna killing Kamsa. You may see other pastimes of Krishna fighting with Jarasandha. In Dwaraka you may see other things. Mathura you may see other things. These are also a little official showing his form as God. But the ones in Vrindavan, his home, that's where these other pastimes take place, wherein he is completely under the governance of the love of his devotees. So today we are celebrating the last one day, Jhulan Yatra. These are times when Krishna goes on the scene and performs wonderful lila or pastimes with his very intimate devotees, the gopis, Radha Krishna, and such wonderful close associates of the Lord. So, Jhulan Yatra has various different pastimes. It is mentioned that Radha is officially married, but that marriage is really meant to increase the loving feelings towards Krishna uh, as a paramount and have special relationships. All these are external, these relationships. But the real internal deep relationship is one of love in the five rasas, Madhurya rasa, Vatsalya rasa, like that, uh, Sakya rasa, Dasya rasa, Shanta rasa. Mainly in Vrindavan, you see all these higher rasas, Vatsalya rasa, which Yashoda had with Krishna as his mother, and Madhuri rasa, his had. Sakya rasa, Gopas, his boyfriend's had. So this is a real Lord in his private quarters in Vrindavan. And there, these pastimes happen. So in this particular scene, Radharani is waiting very much to leave her in-laws' place and go to her town. birthplace is called Java. If you go to Vrindavan, if you go to this place, will recollect this. She wants to go home, meet her childhood friends, meet her brothers, meet her mother, meet her father, and in this way enjoy. But her mother-in-law, Kutila, and mother-in-law is Jyotila, and her other daughter, mother-in-law's daughter is Kutila, they take great care to make sure that she doesn't go anywhere because they're afraid of the fact that this black boy Krishna will come and accost her and they will meet together. Right? So this is not good. So many of these pastimes take place where irrespective of this opposition, which gives more taste to the relationship, irrespective of the opposition, Radha and Krishna each together and perform a lot of wonderful pastimes together. This is one where Krishna happens to come to Java and he comes dressed as a woman, one of her Sakhis, one of her friends, and he dresses wonderfully. Nobody can make him. So he mixes it between her outfit. And he also swings Radharani who is sitting on the swing. And then he takes her very high and swings her very strong and show the swing is pushed so high that she starts screaming. And when she starts screaming, he jumps into the swing and sits next to her. And then she gets to see that this is not just an ordinary girl. She comes to know that this is Krishna. And in this way, both of them are on the swing. And all the other female friends also get to know this is Krishna because he's got a flute tucked in his waist. In this way, they are very happy. Radharani is very happy to see Krishna, and they have this swing pastime. So many such occurrences wherein they try to meet each other in their conjugal rasa, madhurya rasa. These aspects take place. One other story that I like to tell you, which is described in the Srimad Bhagavatam first, wherein the gopis, in Bhagavad Gita we learn that Krishna is saying the devatas may not worship. Those who worship the devatas are not very advanced with understanding of God. And they are those who are offering material facilities. Krishna is outsourced his material his, distribution to these devatas. All this we have got. But amazingly, we'll see that the devotees worship the goddess Atyayani for 30 days, the whole month, and they perform awesome piece of tapasya. So you may be wondering, how is it that Krishna's greatest of all devotees are doing demigod worship, worshipping devatas? Yes, they are. But what is their prayer? Their prayer is, my dear Lord Krishna, my dear Devi, my dear Katyayani Devi, please make Krishna be our husband. We quickly sought him by your mercy, by your blessing. Let us please have Krishna as our husband. It's very amazing. All the gopis get together. They make a small altar. They have a small figure maybe made out of mud. And then they offer all ingredients and worship Yamuna. And they perform this also of eating only some particular type of a diet. And they determine we want Krishna as our husband. So it's so sweet because these gopis are just 8 years old, not even 8 years old. So don't get some other ideas. Very young, and they're so cute and so beautiful looking. And they're from all the families around in Vrindavan. All of them sincerely desiring Krishna. It is mentioned in the Puranas that these are gopis who actually were also present in the Sita Swayamvara, where Lord Ramachandra broke the Shivadhanu and achieved Sita as his wife. That's beautiful pastime. I think you know very well. You remember that. This, at that time when he got married to Sita, there were so many other females, many of them, looking at the beautiful form of Ramachandra and desiring, I too want to be your wife. Were absorbed in seeing the beautiful form. So at that time, Lord Ramachandra, he met them and he said, in this incarnation, I am Ekapatni Vrata, but I will satisfy your desire in the future. So in the future, they all appeared as young girls and they petitioned Katyayani and said, we want to satisfy them. And how he did is very unique, described very nicely in the Srimad Bhagavatam by Shukadeva Goswami. We don't have time to read those verses and recollect those very sweet narration. However, a simple description is Krishna saw that the last day of their austerities, on the 30th day, they were very sincerely offering their prayers, and Krishna was very moved watching them as a young boy. He was also 78 years old only. But the Supreme Personality of Godhead knew that the gopis have very sincere devotion for him. They didn't desire anything else but Krishna. I mean, they were so pure in their desire. So he decided to reciprocate with them. While they were going on the last day, they decided, okay, the final bath we will take. And they took off their dresses and went into the Yamuna. They left their dresses there in a heap. Krishna came there. He took all their dresses and climbed that tree. Even today you can see that place called Shirghat in Vrindavana, very famous area. And he climbed with the clothes on top. Then he told the gopis and started laughing at them mischievously and said, "Oh gopis, you have done a very grave error. You cannot go naked into the Yamuna at this time. It's very bad, right? So, I am the Lord and Master here." And there was a very beautiful dialogue that ensued. The gopis were shivering in the Yamuna and they said, "Krishna, how naughty you are. You've taken away our dresses and you're doing this type of mischievous thing. Please give back our dresses. Don't do this. We have to get back home. Our parents are waiting for us." So Krishna said, "No, I have only one condition. You can get your clothes. You can actually come out of the Yamuna and offer your obeisances, and I will give you your dress." In other words, they were naked, and Krishna said, "I want to see you in this way." So they internally, deeply were cherishing that wonderful moment that in front of our hero, Krishna, whom we have prayed to Katyayani to be our husband, we don't mind being in this form. But externally they express, no, don't do this. They said, if you do this, they will complain to your mother and parents. So he said, yeah, my father is an old man, my mother is also old, what they will do, you can't get anything done from them. You better listen to what I tell you. I am the master here. My friends are also back there. You won't get your clothes at all, you will never be able to go home. Better listen to me. So he said, don't do this, we will go and complain to Kamsa, the king in Mathura. Then Krishna said, oh, what can he do? He is in Mathura. He brushed aside that also. Finally, the gopis knew, and they were cherishing deep inside the conversation they were having with Krishna, which was never possible ordinarily for them. So they came one by one, paid their obeisances, and took their clothes and got dressed up, completely conscious of Krishna watching them. But their heart was beating fast. They were in love with Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And their love was nothing like ordinary lust that we know. It's prema, love for Krishna. So, in this way, Krishna, after he saw them, he became extremely pleased with their single-pointed devotion for him. And he said, my dear gopis, I know of your love for me. I know you think about nobody else but me. And that day in and day out you worship me. And you're in 100% Krishna consciousness. I am very pleased with you, devotees. And I grant you your desire. In the coming nights, I will specially entertain you and give you a heart's desire. So please go back now home and you will be able to experience the highest of experiences. In this way, Krishna, out of great love for them, told them this. In the next year, at the same time, he performed the Rasa Leela dance along with the gopis. And it was an extensive experience, lasting very long, wherein he danced with the gopis on the bank of the Yamuna and then performed various intimate pastimes with them. And in this way satisfied them. Because they wanted to be having Krishna as their husband, that's why he had them come naked in front of him. It's mentioned that a woman should never be naked in front of anybody else except her husband. So by making them do that, he had satisfied their desire to have Krishna as a husband. Not only that, he gave them a personal experience in the Rasa Leela dance. So this is mentioned in the Bhagavatam very nicely, very beautifully described, with a focus on the simple, unalloyed, pure love the gopis have for Krishna, devoid of any material tinge of lust, greed, anger, or anything. 100% fully. So these pastimes of the Lord that is described in the Srimad Bhagavatam and in other places give us an insight into the very rich relationship Krishna has with his devotees, especially the gopis. And out of all the gopis, Radharani. Radha is the chief of all the devotees of Krishna, in the highest realm of devotion, very, very dear to Krishna, right? So today you must have witnessed online the Radha Krishna Jhulan Yatra that we are performing to glorify Krishna and his intimate devotees, especially Radharani, and offer this service to them in this particular format. Like this in Vrindavan, you will see during the Jhulan Yatra so many 5,000 plus temples. Every house is a temple.
All of them performing this Jhulan today, and they offer golden swing with, studded with rare gems, silver swing, and all sorts of decorative stuff to Radha and Krishna. And there's a big festival and celebration. So Vrindavan is a place where the Lord performed very intimate pastimes. These pastimes are different from what he performed in Mathura, what he performed in Dwaraka. So there is Vrindavan Leela, Mathura Leela, and Dwaraka Leela. Till he was 10 years old, 10 years old, he was in Vrindavana, in various places, in Gokul Mahavan, in Vrindavana, and all these different places. Then Akrura, his uncle, came, sent by Kamsa, and took him to Mathura for that big wrestling match with Chanura and Mushtika, where he killed Kamsa. After that, he had Mathura pastimes for some time with his mother and father, Vasudeva and Devaki, and etc. Then he shifted to Dwaraka, where most of his, larger portion of his 125 years, chunk of it was spent there. In this way, you have Vrindavan Leela for about 10 years, which is considered to be the zenith, the topmost performance of his Leela. And if you go to Braja, if you go to these Vrindavan areas, very sweet village folk, and lots of places of the pastimes of Krishna. And many people come to take darshan of those temples and remember Krishna and his pastimes, especially the Govardhan Leela pastime, where he lifted the Govardhana hill. People do parikrama of the whole hill and remember Krishna in various places. Like this, there are so many places. I would like to relate to you one more nice pastime of Krishna, where you will see that he is having these nice relationship with all the gopis, and he's using his wonderful capacity as a Supreme Personality of Godhead to perform activities like this, which nobody else can do. Adbhuta Leela he is performing. So here is a story of another particular new wonderful action. Once upon a time, it is mentioned that Krishna, he wanted to show how special are the gopis, how special are Radharani and all of them. And so he called upon his Gopa friends. Along with the Gopa friends, they all happened to go to one particular area. It's called Dan Keli Ghat. And he accosted the gopis there, especially Radharani. And they told that we're all going to sell these items of butter, ghee, yogurt, curd, everything to the distant place. So we are going ahead, please don't stop us. So he said, no, you have to pay taxes if you have to go beyond this area. And he harassed the gopis, and they were arguing with him. And then they were forced to, he gave an account of what is the tax. He said, for a beautiful eyes, so much of butter, for your beautiful face, so much of ghee, so much like this. He made a whole very mischievously. So they had to pay this tax, and he extracted some amount of that from them, and they were very angry. Although they were not able to pay, actually they were not able to pay because they're coming from home. And they had to leave to the place, and they had to tell their parents. So he said, so they said that after a mutual negotiation, they mentioned that, yeah, we will be able to do that. And I'll give you those things at a particular place and time, because they called another negotiator, Paurnamasi, a local senior lady, who came in and negotiated and said, okay, at a particular appointed time, you will get that tomorrow in this place. So finally they agreed and they let them go. And they were supposed to come the next day at a particular place and give them so many amount of ghee, so many parts of butter, so many parts of this. So there came the Lord and the Gopas very happy to eat up everything and have a big feast at the right time. But the gopis had come there earlier itself, hidden themselves in the bushes, and they wanted to give these boys and Krishna a thrashing. So they came with sticks and everything. When these boys came and they were jumping and dancing, waiting, they rose from those bushes and behind the trees and gave a whacking to all these boys, unexpected, and they had to run away with the beating they got. In this way, it is described. It's called Dan Keli Ghat, where he asked for taxes and he got instead this type of things, a return from them. So throughout Vrindavana, you'll see so many of these beautiful places, where in each one of these places there are different types of pastimes enacted by the Lord with his intimate associates. Normally, most people, if they don't know who is Krishna, they don't know how he is God and how he performs his pastimes, they will not be able to appreciate this very much. So normally, devotees don't speak about Radha and Krishna and all these pastimes. When Prabhupada was approached by two members as life patrons in Bombay, and they said, Swamiji, we want to hear about Ras Leela from you. So Prabhupada did not answer the question. Instead, he inquired about them, what business are you doing? What do you do? And he was just engaging them in a light conversation. But after some time, they again said, no, but we came to hear about Ras Leela. So Prabhupada said, no, I don't know Ras Leela. And they were surprised, and then after some time the conversation went on, they again asked Prabhupada, but we came to hear about Ras Leela from you. Then very angrily he got up and said, I told you I don't know Ras Leela. And he left. Because these are very deep confidential subject matters. They cannot be discussed with anybody and everybody. So normally people don't discuss these matters, because if people don't know and don't have some idea, at least theoretically, about God, with some amount of sadhana being performed, some amount of desire to achieve bhakti, they will understand these things wrongly. Because if their hearts are not purified, free from lust and greed and anger, then you will consider these things to be something different, and you'll try to imitate these things. Oh, Krishna is playing around with young girls, why don't I do that too? So this will be a great impediment to your progress. So therefore, unless the heart is purified, you're normally not encouraged to hear these things. So generally speaking, we also don't speak these things. We speak it mostly because Prabhupada said, if you hear the Ras Leela, as it is mentioned in the Bhagavatam, your heart will get purified of lust, greed, and anger. So we are hearing these things, we are speaking these things only for our own purification, because that is the instruction of the great Acharyas. So these are one or two pastimes that I have explained to bring to focus who God is, who Krishna is, what are his very intimate activities with his devotees, with his very intimate devotees, according to the circle of devotees. These are very intimate devotees, Nanda Maharaja, Yashoda, the Gopas, the Gopis, Radharani, etc. That's the closest circle. Around that, there is another circle of awe and respect for God, Narayana, that is the Vaikuntha planets. And then beyond that, there are circles of devotees. Then in the material world, the same Supreme Lord manifests himself as Vishnu, as Mahavishnu, Garbhodakashayi Vishnu, Kshirodakashayi Vishnu. And from the Garbhodakashayi Vishnu come the avatars. What you heard, Sri Rama, Varaha, Narsimha, Vamana, and they all are looked upon as the Lord with awe and reverence, and they appear for the sake of devotees like Prahalad, Bali, and such personalities, and they show how devotion to the Supreme Personality of Godhead Vishnu is very great. So in all circles and peripheries, according to the rasa, according to the taste of that person, the Lord reciprocates with his devotees. But the inner circle in Vrindavana, with intimate devotees, he performs very, very special intimate pastimes like the Ras Leela. And that is very confidential, normally. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, if you read, you will be prepared as you go from the first canto, second canto, third canto, fourth, fifth, sixth, with various other pastimes of the Lord. And finally, in the 10th canto, the largest canto with 90 chapters, you will see the description of the entire Leelas of Krishna in Vrindavana, Mathura, Dwaraka. Especially those Vrindavan pastimes are very cherished. And Shukadeva Goswami, who is narrating to Parikshit, prepares you from the first canto onwards till the 10th canto, and beyond that the 11th and the 12th canto. So the whole Bhagavatam is considered to be the transcendental body of the Lord. The first and the second canto are his lotus feet. Then the second canto are his shin. Third canto is knees, then the thighs and the waist and the belly and the torso, like that. The 10th canto is his beautiful face. The beautiful face of Krishna is the 10th canto, which is considered to be the centerpiece of the Bhagavatam. There, the main zenith of performance of the Leela is the Rasa Leela. So in this way, these pastimes are confidential. They're not so easily understood. A lot of them read Bhagavatam and speak about it in a different way. They do Gopi Leela, they do Ras Leela, they do all these things without understanding the great authority, adhikar, that the devotees of the Lord have. Without having that particular type of a position of purity, one should not indulge in doing these things. So this is to just give you an insight today, although it is Bhagavad Gita wisdom. This is the hidden wisdom of the Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita, where it stops, the Bhagavatam starts from there. And these intimate pastimes of the Lord are described there. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is giving basic information of who God is, who are you, and what this world is. What are those interrelationships, etc. Basics. And we get to know who God is officially in this world. But inside the Bhagavatam, you get to know the personal activities of that God and how he relates with his devotees. Okay? So I'll end here and stop here. If anybody has any question today, then you may address it. I don't know what's the forum today. It's not on Zoom. Huh? Not on Zoom. It's on Facebook. On Skype. So nobody can ask question. Oh, acha. So it'll be difficult for you to. It's on Facebook also. So if anybody has a question, you may address it. Internet is very unstable. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Any question? Right. If there is no particular question, then we will end here. And I wish you all a wonderful Krishna Janmashtami that is coming forth. We're celebrating it on the 11th and 12th online. We hope you all are blessed by Krishna and have a great Krishna conscious week ahead. Om Tat Sat. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.